Today we're talking about the brand new Sigma 50mm f1.2. Now, in case you missed it, Sigma just announced the brand new 50mm f1.2, and I've had the pleasure of using this lens over the last couple weeks to test it out early. And so we're gonna talk about my thoughts on this lens, starting first with the overall image performance. The image from this lens is just amazing. Just like any Sigma lens, you're getting a really sharp image, and with the 13 bladed f1.2 aperture, you're getting some really good shallow depth of field, able to isolate your subject, but also with the f1.2, you're gonna have really good low light performance. Sigma has implemented with this lens a newer and quieter dual HLA autofocus system, which is an update from their prior HLA autofocus system on their Sport and Art series lenses. That is going to make this lens really good with autofocusing, being able to keep your subject in focus even at f1.2. And so that's something that's really nice to see, is a really good autofocus system with that really high aperture. Something else I appreciate with the f1.2 aperture is you do have very little chromatic aberration. Speaking on very well controlled, something else that's really well controlled is focus breathing. You do have pretty minimal focus breathing. You may see some, but for the most part, it is very minimal, along with your flaring. Much like other Art series modern Sigma lenses, the flaring is going to be well controlled as well. And so if you're like me and you like that clean and modern look that we get from Sigma lenses, this lens is going to be no different. It's going to offer that signature Sigma look, that just more modern and clean image. And so overall, I really have been impressed with the image performance of this lens. And so with that being said, let's talk about the build of the lens. Now, along with the amazing image performance, one thing that's really impressive is how compact this lens is for what you're getting. I was expecting this lens to be a lot bigger than it is because I have previously used the 35mm f1.2, and that is a little bit larger of a lens. This lens, I'm happy to say, is a little bit more compact than the 35mm. Yes, it is still a bit more on the heavier side, but I did feel like it was pretty well balanced with my S5 IIX, especially when I did have the S5 IIX in a cage. Talking about size, you do have a 72mm filter thread. You do have a physical aperturing, much like newer Art series lenses from Sigma. And there are a variety of buttons and switches on the lens, which consist of a manual focus and autofocus switch, a autofocus lock button, and two switches for your aperturing, one to lock it down to auto mode, and then the other switch allows for you to determine whether you want that aperture ring to be clicked or declicked. The lens housing is dust and splash resistant, and overall just feels really good in the hand. And so with all that, I'm really impressed with how well this lens is constructed. I really do like the overall build and design of this lens. And so with that, let's talk about who this lens is for. And if I'm honest, this lens is for me. I'm most likely buying this lens as my just like one fast autofocus prime lens that I'm gonna have for my S5 IIX. I often use zoom lenses, and I've been looking for a really good just single prime lens that is really fast and offers really good image performance, and this one is it. And so with that, honestly, if that is you, if you're looking for just that prime lens, that one prime lens that you may want in your collection of autofocus zoom lenses or whatever the reason may be, if you're looking for just that one prime lens that you're wanting to invest in that is just a beast of a lens, then I would absolutely recommend the Sigma 50mm f1.2. And so that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a like. And if you're digging the overall content from the channel, consider subscribing. As always, thank you for joining. Go and find your journey. Go embrace life. Peace.